Okay, so for today's deep dive, we're looking at something that, well, it's not exactly the most exciting piece of tech on the surface.
Not at all. We're talking about a power supply.
Exactly. Specifically, the Aurora Multimedia PS0062-1-EU. We've got this one product listing, and our whole mission here is to see what it can tell us about, logistics, trade, and compliance.
It's a great case study. It's a $50 piece of hardware, 24 watts, 24 volts, standard EU plug, but we're going to treat it like a strategic asset.
So the goal is to figure out why its marketing isn't really about the specs.
Precisely. It's all about where it came from and the paperwork that comes with it.
All right, so let's start with the first thing that jumps out from the source material, the economic angle. It's advertised right at the top as tariff-free.
And as a more budget-friendly and cost-efficient solution.
We think of tariffs hitting big things, cards or steel, but here it is, a key selling point for a tiny power adapter.
And if you want to know why that's the headline, you have to connect it to the much bigger picture. The single most important feature on this thing isn't the voltage.
It's the fact that it's TAA compliant.
Exactly.
We should probably slow down and explain that one. For anyone who isn't living in the world of procurement, what does TAA actually mean in practice?
Right. So TAA is the Trade Agreements Act, and basically it means for the U.S. government to buy a product, it has to be made or substantially transformed in the U.S. or a specific friendly country.
And the source explicitly connects this to government purchasing of HDTVSupply products.
It does. So if you're a company selling a big AV system to, say, a military base or a federal agency, every single part has to be compliant. A non-TAA power brick. It's a hard stop. You can't use it.
So Aurora isn't really just selling a power supply. They're selling, what, compliance, certainty?
That's it. They're selling a guarantee that you won't get kicked out of a federal bidding process over a $50 part.
Wow. And what's interesting is the support they bundle with it. It seems a little excessive for what it is.
What do you mean?
Well, you get free shipping in the U.S., a factory warranty, fine. But then it lists free lifetime telephone, chat, text, fax, and email tech support.
For a power supply.
Right. That kind of support structure suggests that even though it's a cheap component, its failure is considered a really critical event.
Which brings us to the next logical question then. What is this little 24-volt component actually powering?
What's the ecosystem it lives in?
Well, Aurora Multimedia makes high-end professional AV gear. We're talking about modular matrix switchers, complex AV over IP solutions, the kind of stuff that runs a corporate headquarters or a government command center.
Okay, so this isn't for your TV at home.
Not at all. And that 24-volt DC standard is really common in these big installations because it's stable and you can run it reliably over long cable runs.
So this little power supply might be running something like the REX Control Touch Panel or maybe the DXP62 presentation scaler.
It could be running any of them. The REX panels are the critical human interfaces, the things you use to control a whole room. And the VPX series, that's often the central matrix switch, the brain of the whole operation, handling all the video streams.
So if this tiny power supply fails,
It's not just a light going out. The whole command interface for a multi-million-dollar system could go dark. It really shows you that in professional tech, there's no such thing as an unimportant part.
So to wrap this up for you, what we found looking at the PS0062-1-EU is that the tech specs, the 24 watts and 24 volts, are just the price of admission.
The real selling points are all about logistics and regulation, TAA compliance, and tariff status.
It's a fascinating look at how geopolitics and trade policy get baked right into the components of the technology all around us.
Which leaves us with a final thought to mull over.
Go on.
If the main selling points for a simple power supply are its country of origin and its regulatory paperwork, what other hidden non-technical requirements are shaping the complex infrastructure we rely on every single day?
Things we never see.
Exactly. Everything from, conflict mineral reporting to intense cybersecurity certifications, all of it dictating what gets built and what doesn't.